Good afternoon, class. And how is it going today? Good? You're good? How is it going is another way of saying how are you. You can say how are you? Or you can say how is it going? Okay, so Happy New Year. Okay, right, now can you remind me of what we did last time we were together? What did we speak about? Yes, Hamza.
We speak about modals verb.
Yes, very good. We spoke about modal verbs or modals. Very good. So, modal verbs. Now, which functions did we see last time we were together?
Present function.
Very good. Yes, we use them in the present to express what? Yes?
Obligation.
Obligation. Okay. Very good. Obligation. Yes. Please, Hamza.
Is ability.
Ability. Good. So here, in the present. Very good. In the present. Right. Ability. Very good. Yes.
Possibility.
Possibility. Good. What else, Nadia?
Permission.
Permission. Yes.
Prohibition.
Prohibition. Yes.
Certainty.
Certainty. Right. Right. Now, let's begin with obligation. Can you give me the modal verb we use to express obligation?
The must.
Must. Good marks. I must have good marks. Yes, in order to succeed. Good. Thank you. Now, how do we express ability? Sukaina, which modal verb do we use when we want to express ability? What do we say?
I can.
Very good. You can. Okay, now tell me about something you can do.
I can go out.
No, not now. Not now. Okay.
I can speak two languages.
Very good. Can you repeat again?
I can speak two languages.
You can speak two language or two languages? Very good. Okay, so I can speak two languages. Good. Now, possibility.
Teacher, can I ask you something?
Yes.
An ability, can we say I'm able to?
Very good. We can say I'm able to. Very good. I'm able to speak two languages, or I can speak two languages. Very good. We can say I can. We can say, very good, Hamza. I am able to, or you can even say I am capable of. I am able to speak. Now, if I say I am capable of, remember gerund and infinitive. What are we going to say? Speak or speaking? Speaking. Very good, because we have the preposition here. Very good. Yes, thank you. Now, we said two languages. Now, we can say that. Okay. Now, we are going to move to possibility. Possibility. Can you give me an example? Yes?
I can. I can play football.
No, that's ability. Possibility. For example, if I ask you about the rest of the class, where are your friends now? Where is Adam, for example?
Must be.
Now, if you say he must be, what is she expressing when she says he must be? No, it's not obligation. What's she expressing when she says he must be? Certainty. Now, if you want to express possibility, you are not sure. Maybe Adam is at home now. So what are we going to say? Maybe. We are not sure, Sukaina. I said possibility. It's possible that Adam is at home now. So what are we going to say? He may be. Very good. Okay. So Adam may. Now, what are the other equivalents that we used last time? Yes, can. Okay. So can. What else?
Might.
No, we have may.
No,
we have
might.
Very good. Might. Very good. And what's the past of can? Could. But we can use it in the present to express possibility. So here we have could be at home now. Good. Now, We are going to move to permission. Yes.
Can.
Yes. Okay. Can you give me an example?
Can I go out?
Okay. When you say "Can I go out?" are you giving permission or asking for permission?
Asking for permission.
Very good. You are asking for permission. So, what's the teacher going to say?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Or
No, you can't.
no, you can't. Or yes,
You can.
you may. Yes, you may. Okay. For example, you don't have a pen. You don't have a pen, and you ask the teacher. So what do you say to the teacher? You ask the teacher for one. What do you say to the teacher? Teacher, can I have your pen? And what's the teacher going to answer? Yes, you can. Or yes, you may. Okay. So you can use my pen. Right. Now, prohibition. Yes, here you give permission. Prohibition. What's prohibition? You remember? No. Yes? Mustn't. Very good. Now, something that we mustn't do, for example, at school. At school. Can students, for example, listen to music in the classroom? No, they mustn't, okay? Or they can't. We express prohibition with they can't, or they mustn't.
And don't have to.
Yes, they don't have
To.
No, they don't have to is necessity. They don't have the right to. For example, I say students don't have the right to. But here this is an expression. It's not a modal verb. They don't have the right to play music in the classroom. They don't have the right to play in the classroom. So here, this is not a modal verb. They don't have the right to. This is an expression. Now, how do we express certainty?
Must.
Must. Very good. Okay. Can you give me an example?
He drive Lamborghini. He must be rich.
Ah, very good. Lamborghini. How much does it cost? How much does a Lamborghini cost?
Expensive.
Too expensive. Yes, it's okay. So here we say he's driving an expensive car. Of course, he must be rich. Very good. Now, good. You remember your lesson. Now today, we are going to go on with modal verbs, but we are going to see modal verbs to speak about the past, yes. Do you like my pictures? Do you like my pictures? Yes, okay. Okay, now, this happened yesterday. This happened yesterday. So when I say yesterday, I'm speaking about the past. Very good. So let's call her Susan. Okay. Now, what did she do? Hamza, what did she do yesterday?
Go to shopping.
Okay, you say go shopping. Go shopping. Now, Hamza, what's the problem? What's the problem with your sentence? Can we say she go shopping? No, we're speaking about yesterday. So she? Very good. Very good. Yes. She went shopping. Okay. Now look at her. Now she went shopping. She just looked at the clothes, at the dresses in the window, and then she didn't buy anything. She didn't buy anything. Why? What's the reason? What do you think the reason was? Can you make hypothesis? Yes?
Maybe she's poor.
Ah, okay. So maybe she didn't have enough money. Very good. Maybe she didn't have enough money. Okay. What else can we say? The dress cost a lot, expensive. So here we are going to say, no, here, when we say maybe, what do we express?
Possibility.
Possibility. Okay. Now, I am sure I am sure the dress was expensive. I am sure the dress was expensive.
Teacher,
Yes?
we can say must.
Wait a minute, we are going to use them, don't worry. Okay, so maybe she didn't have enough money. Now, I don't want to use maybe she didn't have. I want to use a modal verb.
She could.
She could. She could. She could. Or she might. Or she may. Or she can. She can't. She can't have. She can't have.
Enough money.
She can't have had. She can't have had enough money. She can't have had enough money. Now, I am sure the dress was expensive. Now, how do we express certainty?
Must.
With must. Okay. So what are we going to say?
Dress.
The dress
Must.
must
Been.
must.
Be was.
Wait a minute. Now look at the. We have modal plus have plus past participle. So the dress must have. What's the past participle of was? Been. So here you have been, was, and been. So what are we going to say? The dress must have been expensive. Very good. And here, what do we express? What are we expressing? What are we expressing? We are expressing certainty. Very good. Certainty about the past. Very good. So the dress must have been expensive. Okay. Now, normally in January, what do we have? In January, when you go shopping, what do we get? Very good. We say the sales. Very good. The sales. So it's the period. We say the sales, the period of sales. So what are you going to say? What are you going to answer? No, impossible. It's the period of sales. So what are you going to say? How do we express impossibility? Can't. Okay. So what are you going to say? The dress can't. Very good. Can't have been expensive. Very good. The dress can't have been expensive. Why? Because it's the period of sales. Very good. And here we have impossibility. The dress can't have been expensive. Good. Now, we are going to move on. Are you taking notes? Okay, very quickly. Now, let's concentrate on the first picture. Now, remember, we are speaking about the past. We are speaking about yesterday. Now, what can you say about the boy? Did he go out yesterday? Yes, he
Couldn't.
So he couldn't go out. Why? Why couldn't he go out?
Because he had the exam.
Very good. Because he had to study for the test. He had to. So what are we expressing here when we say he didn't go out because he had to study for the test? He had to. What are we expressing?
Obligation.
Obligation. Very good. Necessity. Yes, necessity. Okay. Because had to is the past of must and have to. Very good. So here we express obligation, obligation or necessity because we use the same one. So what are we going to say? He didn't go out.
Because he had.
Because he had to. Thank you. He had to study for the test. Had to for the test. Okay. Now we are going to move to the second situation. what do we have in that situation? Hamza, what do we have? Look at the picture. What do you see?
Man swim.
Not a man, it's just a
Boy.
A boy, very good, a boy. And how old was he in 1990? He was just
5.
5, very good. Now here he was 5 years old. He was 5 years old, but he can or he could?
He could swim.
He could swim. He could swim?
Good.
We don't say good. We say very well. Very good. We say he could swim. He could swim. He could swim at the age of 5. He could swim at the age of 5. Now, what else can we say?
He might.
No. Now here we are speaking about when I say he could swim. What are we expressing? What are we expressing here? No, we are expressing. No, it's not possibility. Ability. Very good. Here we are expressing ability. Okay, so how can we express ability in the past? We can say he could, or you said it.
I say able.
Very good. So, can you conjugate? He, what's the past of be? Was. Very good. So, he could swim at the age of 5, or he was able to swim at the age of 5. And here we are using an expression. This is not a modal verb. Right. Now, we are going to move to the next situation. What do we have? Hamza?
Shopping.
Yes. When did she go shopping?
A supermarket.
Yes, she went to the supermarket. Again, she went to the supermarket yesterday. Okay. Now, she went shopping, but when she returned home, the fridge was full because her mother did the shopping too. So, what are we going to express here? Was it necessary for her to go shopping? No. So, what are we going to express?
Lack of necessity.
Very good. Lack of necessity. Good. So, how do we express lack of necessity? What do we say? Very good. She needn't. Very good. She needn't have. Yes. Bought the vegetables, for example, or she didn't have.
Went.
Not went. What's the past participle? Go.
Gone.
Yes. Yes. Sukaina?
Gone.
Gone. Very good. So here, it wasn't necessary. What are we going to say? Can you help me? Yes, Hamza? She
needn't.
Very good. She needn't have gone to the supermarket. Very good. To the supermarket. Is that okay? Right. Now, we are going to move on, and I am going to give you another situation. Okay. What do we have? 2
Picture.
Yes, we have 2 pictures, and in the pictures we have we have 2 boys. Very good. Now the 2 boys are friends. Very good. They are friends. Now, what was the problem with this boy yesterday?
Maybe he's sick.
Yes, he was sick. Very good. Okay. Now, he was sick. Now, what do you think his friend did? Did he visit him?
Yes.
No, he didn't visit him. So, he was sick, but he didn't visit him. Is this good or bad? Bad. So, what are we going to say to him? What are we going to say to him?
Must.
Why didn't you visit your friend? You? Very good. You should have
Gone.
visited your friend. Very good. So, when we speak about him, what are we going to say? He should have visited his friend. Is that okay with you? Okay. Now we pronounce this he should have. He should have visited his friend. Okay. Now we are going to move to the practice. So I want you to tell me about. Tell me about something. Okay, so we are going to do this. Please, no need to write down anything. We are going to do it orally. So, number one, tell me about something you could do when you were a child. Very good. Okay, now go ahead. Tell me about something you could do when you were a child. Could you swim? Could you dive? Yes?
When I was a child, I could play.
Now, Hamza, tell me about something you could do when you were a child.
I want to swim.
You could swim. You could swim. Very good. What about you, Hamza?
When I was a child, I could have.
Now, something you could do. Now, here, what are we speaking about? We are speaking about ability. Ability, yes. Could you speak English?
I could play, or I could run.
Very good. Okay. Now, could you speak English when you were a child?
No.
No. So, what do you say? What do you say? I couldn't speak English when I was very good, a child. Good. Now, we are going to move to number 2. So, here, what have we seen here? This is ability in the past. Very good. Ability in the past. Now, let's have a look at the second situation. Tell me about something you had to do last week. Now, here, what are we expressing when I say you had to do?
Obligation.
Very good, obligation. So, tell me about something you had to do last week. Yes?
I revised my lesson.
Okay, you revised or you had to revise? You had to revise because I think you had a test. Okay, good. Anything else you had to do last week? Something you had to do last week? Yes, Sukaina?
I had to do.
You had to take.
Yes.
Yes, you had to take your. It's not an exam. The baccalaureate is an exam. With your teachers, you take tests. Very good. So you had to take a test. Good. What else? Dedia. Something you had to do last week.
I had to revise.
Very good. Like all your friends. Good. Now we are going to move to this one. Something you did, but it wasn't necessary. So here, what are we expressing? Necessity. Very good. Lack of or absence of necessity. Good. So something you did, but it wasn't necessary. Imagine it was Samia's birthday. Now, and you bought a present. You bought a present because you thought that she was going to invite you. But Samia didn't invite you. Okay, so what do you say to yourself now? How do we express absence of necessity? Needn't. So what do you say? I needn't have bought the present for Samia. She didn't invite me, so I bought the present, but it wasn't necessary. Good. Now we are going to move on. Something you did or you didn't, and now you regret. Shall I help you again? Yes. Okay, you need a lot of help today. For example, you didn't revise your lessons. So you didn't do well on the test, and now you regret. So what do you say to yourself? Very good, very good. What do we say? I should have revised for the test.
I ought to.
Very good. I ought to have revised for the test. So here, what are you expressing? You are expressing regret. Very good. Right. Now, we are going to move on. How can we express possibility? Now, here you have some examples. Sukaina, can you read again, please?
Maybe he went to the cinema yesterday. He could have gone to the cinema yesterday.
Very good. So maybe he went or he went?
Went.
Good. Okay. Now, Nadia, the next one.
Expression is certainty. I'm sure he went to the cinema yesterday. He must have gone to the cinema yesterday.
Okay. Now, next one.
Isn't it possible that he went to the cinema yesterday? He had the class. He can't have gone to the cinema yesterday.
Very good. Okay. Now, next one.
Experiencing ability. I could swim at the age of 6. I was able to swim at the age of 6.
Good. Okay. Now, necessity. Samia.
Expressing necessity. I needed to stay home and study yesterday. I had to stay home and study yesterday.
Good. Now,
Expression obligation. I was obligated to finish my work. I had to finish my homework.
very good. So when we use had to, it is for obligation. Okay. Now, please.
Expensive of necessity. Why did you buy her a
Cell phone.
She already has one. You needn't have bought her a cell phone.
Very good. You didn't have bought her a cell phone. Okay. Yes.
Express regret. I didn't visit my grandmother and now is feel ashamed
And
of.
now I feel ashamed of myself.
I should have visited my grandmother.
Very good. Okay. Now we are going to have an exercise. So go to the exercise section of your copybooks. Now here I have underlined some words. I want you to replace them by a model. Don't worry, on the back paper you are going to have this kind of exercise. Understand? They are going to give you a list and you have to pick one from the list. Now here I've made it more difficult to make sure you really understand. Okay, now let's do it together to gain time. Can you read the first situation, please? Hamza, read.
I'm sure the test was easy.
Very good. I'm sure the test was easy. What are we expressing here?
Certainty.
Certainty. Very good. Certainty about a present or a past event? Past. Very good. So what are we going to say if I ask you to use a modal verb? Yes?
The test must be easy.
We are speaking about the past. So,
Must have been easy.
very good. So, number one, the test must have been easy. Must have been easy. Good. Now, number two, Nadia, read the situation. Read the sentence.
It's possible that it rained last night. The garden is wet.
Okay. It's possible that it rained last night. The garden is wet. You understand wet? Now, my fingers are wet now. My fingers are wet. Wet is the opposite of dry. Wet is the opposite of dry. Okay, so what are you going to say here? What are we expressing, Nadia?
Possibility.
Possibility. So, can you say it with a modal verb?
The garden.
The garden is wet. It might. Very good. It might have
It might have
rained. Very good. It might have rained. Yes. It might. Very good. It might have rained. It might have rained last night. Good. Now, what are the other modal verbs that you can use here? May, can, and could. Very good. Right. Now we are going to move to number 3. Sukaina.
I was obliged to work late last night. Express obligation.
Okay, we are expressing obligations. So which modal verb?
Must have.
No, must have is not for obligation. Which one do we use when you want to express obligation in the past? Had to. Very good. Had to. So, can you say it with had to?
I had to.
I had to. I had to. No, we are going to replace. I had to work late last night. No, I think, Sukaina, you are confusing obligation. You are confusing obligation and certainty. Okay, so let me repeat again. Okay, so now please take a look at the two sentences. I am sure she did all the work. Now here, what am I expressing? Certainty. Certainty? Yes, very good. So which modal verb are we going to use?
Had.
Must. So we are going to say she must done. She must have done all her work. Now here, to say obligation. How do we express obligation? Had to. You understand now, Sukaina? So here, what are you going to say, Sukaina? She had to do. She had to do all the work. Is that okay? Right. Now, let's move to the next one. I think it's your turn.
I was capable of swimming at an early age.
Yes, we pronounce capable. So, can you say it with the modal verb?
I can't.
I can't is inability. How do we express? How do we express ability? Hamza, please. How do we express ability in the past? Could. Very good. Okay. So what are we going to say? I could swim. I could swim at an early age. Okay. Now, next one. Yes. Samia?
I cooked a lot of food, but nobody came.
Okay, so I cooked a lot of food,
But nobody
came. So was it necessary or unnecessary? Unnecessary. So what are we going to say?
Needn't.
Very good, very good. So
I needn't have cooked.
Very good. I needn't have cooked. Cooked. We pronounce cooked. I needn't. Very good, Samia. I needn't have cooked
A lot of
a lot of food. Good. Now, let's move on. Next one.
My friend asked me to help her, but I revised now I regret.
You refused.
I refuse, now I regret.
Okay, so how can you say that? Can you say it with a modal verb? What do you say to yourself? Oh, I should. I should.
I should have.
No, not I should help.
I should have.
Very good. I should have helped my friend. So I am going to put it here. I should have helped my friend. Is it okay with you? A little bit? Okay, no, don't worry. We are going to work on modal verbs again. Now, this exercise is a bit difficult. On the back paper, you are going to have something like this. They give you a list, okay? And they ask you to pick, yes, you choose. So here, look at this situation. Which modal verb are we going to use in this situation? He got up late, 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. So, should have missed the train, he can't have, or he must have? He must. Very good. What are we expressing?
Obligation.
Not obligation.
Necessity.
No. Certainty. He must have. Now, we are going to work on them again next time in the morning. In the morning. Okay. Right. Now, today is grammar day. And we are going to move on. Okay, my pictures again. And my smile. We are going to take June 2012. So it is the past. Okay, it is, what are we going to say? Last June, last year, last June, last summer, because summer begins in June. Okay, so now what's this? What's this? What do we call this? A suitcase. This is a suitcase or a bag. You may call it a bag. Okay, so why do we have a suitcase? Because she visited Rome and then she visited Paris. Now please, you pay attention to the dates. They are very important. Okay, now let's begin. We said last June or last summer or last year, if you want. Okay. So what did she do? Where did, yes. And where did she go?
Travel to Rome.
Ah, very good. She went to Rome. Very good. She went to Rome, and then, this is in June, and in July, she went to Paris. Okay. So here, what do we have? We have two actions in the past. Very good. Two actions in the past, but we have one is before the other. This is number 1, and this is number 2. Okay. Now, if I ask you to join the sentences, what can you say? So, yes?
In the same year, the girls is travel to Rome and is travel to Paris.
Okay, yes, she traveled to Rome and then to Paris. Okay, now we can use, very good, we can use after. Now, what happens if I begin with after? Visited Rome, she visited Paris. After she had visited Rome, she visited Paris. Now, what do we have? We have two actions in the past, but one is before the other. So what happens to action number 1? It becomes past perfect. And action number 2 is simple past. So we're going to say, after she, after she had, very good, after she had visited Paris, she visited Rome. Right, now we are going to move, yes?
The first action is the Rome, not Paris.
I am sorry, yes, you're correct, Thank you. Thank you for correcting me, yes. After she had visited Rome, she visited Paris. Okay, right. Now, we are going to move to the second situation. What did he do? Ali, what did Ali do? If I say 2011, it is 2 years ago. Very good. Here we have 2 years ago. Okay. Now, what did he do 2 years ago?
She bought.
Ah, very good. He
bought
he bought a
car.
A car. Very good. He bought a car. And then what did he do?
Travel.
Ah, he traveled. He traveled. Now what's this? Morocco. This is our country. So he traveled. What's the preposition?
All the world.
All over Morocco. We can say all over Morocco, not all over the world. Just all over Morocco or around Morocco. So he bought a car. He bought a car. He traveled all over Morocco. Good. Now again, where is action number 1? Very good. This is number 1. Number 2, he traveled. Okay. If we want to join the sentences, what are we going to say? Yes?
After he bought a car, he traveled all over Morocco.
Okay. After he bought or after he had bought? After he had bought. Very good. After he had bought. Because action number 1, past perfect. Action number 2, simple past or past simple. So we are going to say after he had bought. Okay. Now, I'd like you please to tell me about you now. Yes. Now, I'd like you to tell me what you studied yesterday morning. What subjects did you study?
Science.
Ah, you studied science. So, we studied science. Good. And then, what did you do? Very good, Arabic. So, we studied science. We studied Arabic. Now, if I ask you to join the sentences, what are you going to say?
After we had studied science, I studied Arabic.
Very good. Okay, yes. So we are going to say after we had studied science.
We study Arabic.
Very good. We studied Arabic. Now tell me, can we say it? Can we say it in another way?
Before.
Before.
Very good. Before. So which one? Where are we going to place before?
Action 2.
Ah, okay. So it's before. So what are you going to say? Where are we going to place before? Yes, please.
Before we had studied science before we studied Arabic.
Very good. So we had studied science before we studied Arabic.
Teacher,
Yes?
I can say before I studied Arabic.
I had studied
We had
science.
studied
I had studied science. Yes, we can say that. Right. Now, I am going to give you another situation. Now, this is one of you, maybe Hamza, yesterday. Now, he finished at 9, and then he... Yes, he went to bed. 9:05. Now, the two actions, they take place one after the other immediately. So, what can we say? So, he finished his work. Yes, he went to bed. Now, look, there is 5 minutes between the first and the second action. He went to bed. So, what can we say? Yes, please.
He finishes his work so as to he want to be.
Hamza, you are speaking about something completely different. So, as to is for purpose. Yes?
When he had finished his work, he went to bed.
Very good. You can say when he had. Now, look, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Now, the two actions, the second action follows the first one immediately.
As soon as he
Very
had,
good. We are going to use as soon as. So, you remember as soon as? Okay. So, what are we going to say?
As soon as he
As soon as he had finished. As soon as he had finished his work, he went to bed. Is that okay? Right. Now, we are going to speak about you, as usual. You are going to tell me about something, 2 things you did yesterday evening when you got home. You remember what you did yesterday evening? Yes or no? Yes? Yes. What did you do when you got home? Tell me about 2 things you did. So let's begin with Sukaina. Yes, Sukaina?
yesterday after I had read the book, I surfed internet.
Okay, so I read a book, and of course, Facebook after the book. So I read a book, I surfed the net. Now, this is Sukaina's actions for yesterday. So, what are we going to say? As soon as she had read a book, or after she had read a book, she surfed the net. Okay. So, after she had read a book, she surfed the net. Okay, now I think I have an exercise for you. Yes, so here, let's do it orally. Number 1 again. Yes?
She visited Marrakesh. She visited Agadir.
Okay, can you do it with after? Yes?
After She had visited Marrakech. She visited Agadir.
Thank you. Okay. Samia, number 2.
She had visited Marrakesh before she visited Agadir.
Okay. Now, I am sorry. Now, I'd like you to identify action number 1 and action number 2 in every example. So, ask yourself, which is action number 1? So, the first example, where is action number 1?
Finish our
Finish our work, okay. Action number 2? Go out. Very good. Now, the second example, where is the first action?
live in Canada.
They live in Canada, okay. The second action, return to Morocco. Now, number 3. Receive the invitation. It is number 1. Very good. And number 2? Very good. Now, the last one?
Leave.
Leave. And the second action, sit down. Okay, so
Can I change?
the order. Yes, you may. You may change the order. So go ahead. Action number 1, past perfect. Action number 2, simple past. Are you ready for correction?
Yes.
Yes, good. Now, yes, go ahead.
As soon as we had finished our work yesterday, we gone out.
What's the past of go? No, the past, not the past participle. No, the verb. You have, look, this is the infinitive. This is the base form. This is the past. And this is the past participle. So here you have infinitive, past, and past participle. Now, which do we need? In past perfect, which do we need? We need the past part. We have had plus past participle. Okay, so we went out as soon as we had finished our work. Okay, so number 1, went out, and then had finished. Good, thank you. Now, number 2.
They had lived in Canada for years when they returned to Morocco in 1989.
99, very good. So they had lived, and then returned. Good. Now, number 3, Nadia, and then you.
After she had received the invitation, she went shopping for a gift.
Very good. Okay. So, had received and went shopping. Good. What's the past? Left. And what's the past participle? Left. Okay. Irregular verbs. These are examples of irregular verbs. So what are you going to say?
As soon as they had left yesterday evening, I sat down to relax.
Okay. We have sit, sat, and the past participle is sat. Okay. So they had left. I sat down. Very good. I sat down to relax. Is it okay with you? Okay. So let's move on. Now we are going to move to writing. Very good. Okay. Now, before we begin, I have a question. Tell me, how do you communicate with your friends? How do you connect to your friends? Yes?
Letter.
How do you communicate with your friends?
Personal letter.
Yes, you can send a letter. Do you still send a lot of letters? No. What do you send?
Email.
Not even the email. You send the SMS. Yes, you send the SMS. Okay. All right. Now you can send an SMS. How else can you communicate with your friends? So we have the SMS. This is the modern way of communicating. How else?
By Facebook.
Yes, you can chat. Yes, you can chat on Facebook. Okay, so here Facebook, you use the chat. Okay, what else? You can send
Appel him.
yes, an email. Yes, you can send an email, or you can send a A letter. Very good. A letter. So today we are going to speak about the letter to a friend. We are going to speak about the personal letter. Now, usually when you write a letter in Arabic, how do you proceed? You put the name, yes, you put the name of the city, Honaitera, and then you put the date, okay, and then you start your letter. Do you think we are going to proceed the same way in English for the English letter? Or do you think there are differences?
There are differences, but
There are differences, okay. What's the first difference? No, before that. In the English letter, you need to put your address first, okay. And under the address, you are going to put the dates. Very good. Yes. And then, it's a letter to a friend. How are you going to greet your friend? You're going to say, dear Hamza, dear Yassin, dear Samia, okay, dear plus, usually plus first name.
name.
Okay, so we call this the salutation. Right. Now, how many parts do you think we have in a personal letter? Three parts. Very good. What do you need? Introduction. Yes. We usually have an introduction. And then we have a body. Very good. We have a body.
Conclusion.
Very good. And we have a conclusion. Now, in the English letter, we usually add something at the end. For this expression, for example, now the name is the signature. Now, before the name, for example, your friend Eva, take care, etc. So we call this the ending. And how are you going to sign your letter? It's a letter to a friend. Are you going to put your full name, your first name, and your last name, or just your first name? Just the first name. So for the signature, it is your first name. Now, please remember, this is very important for the exam. If they ask you to write a letter, you need to put your address, you put the date. Of course, they are going to ask you not to sign your letter. So today, we are going to read. We are going to imagine that we have received this letter from a friend. Finish with your notes? Yes? No? Right. Now, I'd like you, please, to take a look at the topic. You've received an invitation from your friend, but you cannot accept it. Write a letter to refuse the invitation, giving your reasons. Okay. Now, shall we? Yes, go ahead. United Kingdom.
Saturday, November 24. Dear Susan, I'm really sorry. I have been out of touch for
so long.
I have been so busy at school.
Fortunately
for me, the private of exam is over, and I feel really optimistic about the results. Well, as you certainly remember, my birthday is soon. I'm going to turn 18 next week, and I want to give a small party at my place for the occasion. The party will begin around 5. It's going to be very informal, so you may dress casually. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Hugs, John.
Very good. Okay. So you understand the letter. Now, why is she writing? Why is she writing to her friend? Yes. Why? Why is she writing? Yes, to invite her. Now, what are we going to do? What's our task? we have to answer this letter. We are going to imagine that we are Jane or Paul, because over there it's Paul, and we are going to write this letter. Okay, so how are we going to proceed? What do you have to do first? Very good. Very important. So please, everyone, you can use, yes, you have this space here, use it. Put down your address as it is, okay? Put down your address, and under the address, put down January 5th, 2013. Paul, so, okay, you can use your friend's name. So, dear, and you choose your friend's name. Right, now, what do we need? What do we need now?
Introduction.
We need an introduction. So, how can we begin? What can we say in the introduction?
My best friend,
Can we say, I am sorry, right from the beginning?
No.
No, it's a letter, it's not an SMS. It's a letter. So,
Sure, my best friend, I miss you.
we don't need my best friend, I miss you. I miss you is at the end. So, what can you say in the introduction? Now, when you receive an invitation, what do we normally do? What do we begin with? We say, I'm so happy, or we say,
I'm happy.
no. No, if I give you something, what do you say? When I give you a paper, you say, thank you. Okay, so what can you say?
Thank you for your letter.
Very good, you can say thank you. So, introduction, we are going to begin here. So, thank you
For your invitation.
for your
Letter.
thank you for your letter, or thank you for your invitation. What else? You can say thank you. You can say thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. So, thank you, or thanks a lot for your invitation. Okay, now look at the introduction. What's your friend speaking about in the introduction?
The school.
School. Very
Exam.
good. Exams. It's the period of exams for them. Or for him or for her. So, and what does, he's optimistic about the results. So, is this good news or bad news? No, this is good news for you. So, what are you going to say?
I'm very happy.
I am happy.
for your
Very good. So, thank you for your invitation. I am happy. We say, I am happy.
for your resume.
No, he doesn't have the results yet. He says, I feel optimistic. I feel optimistic. So what can you say to your friend?
I'm happy to say you.
I am happy to.
Say.
Now, what do we have here? We have news. So I am happy to.
For news.
To know. Yes, I'm happy to know. To know what? We don't have the results yet. Sukaina. But here, from the introduction, is he going to have, is it good for him or bad? It's good. So what are you going to say? I am happy to know that
You are good.
that you are good. We say that you're
You are optimistic.
optimistic about
The results.
the results. Okay. So I am happy to know. So when do you feel optimistic? When you work hard or when you don't work hard? Yes, when you work hard, when you do well. Okay. So what can you say? I am happy to know that you. What's the past of do?
Done.
No, that's the past. Did. Very good. So I am happy to know that you did. You did.
Good.
Not good. You did.
Happy.
No. Well. Okay. So I'm happy to know that you did well in the exams. Okay, now, what can you say to your friend to encourage him or to encourage her? You say?
I want.
Not I want. How do you express certainty? No, not must. You say, what's the adjective? I am sure. Very good. Now, I am sure I am sure. You are sure of what?
Succeed.
Very good. I am sure you you will succeed. Very good. You can say, I am sure. So, I am happy to know that you did well in the exam. I am sure that, yes, you
will succeed.
You will succeed. Very good. You will succeed.
You have a good mark.
Very good. Yes, when you have a good mark, when you have 14, 15, 16, you succeed with the, when they say to you, good, when they say good, when they say very good, excellent, what do we call this? We call it, now we want you to pass the baccalaureate, inshallah, with the distinction. So this is a distinction. Okay, now we can use, we also have the idiomatic expression, we say flying colors. Flying colors. When we say flying colors, it means you are going to pass with a very high score. So you did well. I'm sure you will pass with a distinction. Or the idiomatic expression, we have flying colors. This is an idiom. You remember idiom, idiomatic expression? Yes? Okay. Now, we're finished with our introduction. Where are we going to refuse the invitation? In the body. Now, do you think it's easy or difficult to refuse a friend's invitation?
Difficult.
Difficult, very good. So now, how can you begin the body? What can you say?
I am really sorry.
I am really sorry. You can say, I'm really sorry. Or, I don't know how to say it. Okay, you say, I'm really sorry. So we begin the body. I'm really sorry. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. You don't know what to say?
But I can't.
Very good. But
I can't.
I can't. Now we are speaking about the future. You are invited. When are you invited? Next Saturday. You are invited next Saturday. So we have can. This is the present.
Yes.
What's the past? Could. Very good. And what's the future? Will be. Will be. You gave it to. Very good. Will be able to. Will be able to. Very good. So here, I don't know what to say, but I
will be able to.
No, I will be or I will not be? Will not be. Very good. So, will not, when we speak, we contract. So we say I won't. I won't. Will not becomes I won't. So, I don't know what to say, but I won't be able to do what? You won't be able to do what? To go to the party or to attend to accept the invitation or to attend the party. So you choose. You can say to attend the party or to accept to accept your invitation. Are we finished? No. What do we have to do now? No, not yet. Not yet. We have to. The cause. Very good. We have to give the reason. So we have to explain. So can you give me a good reason? Now he's your friend and he's invited you. She's your friend. She's invited you. Can you give me a good reason?
I have a test.
You have a test. Now the party is on Saturday. So if you have a test, it's on Monday. Now look for another reason. Yes?
I'm problem for...
You have a problem? Problem with what? You have a problem with what? With your parents? Yes? Very good. So maybe you have problems with your parents. There is a problem with the parents. And what have the parents done? You don't have what?
Money.
Not money. You don't have permission to go anywhere. Very good. Yes, this is possible. Yes, Samia.
I should visit my grandmother because he's
very good. Now this is another good reason. So your grandmother is sick. Very good. So I don't know what to say, but I won't be able to attend the party. Yes? My
grandmother
is sick. Now, if you say my grandmother is sick, is it sufficient? Because you can visit your grandmother and you can go to the party either before or after the visit. Now, where is the grandmother? Is she in the same city? No. She's in hospital.
I must travel.
Maybe the grandmother is in another city. Very good. So, my grandmother is sick.
This is why I...
Wait a minute. And where does she live? Does she live here?
No.
Or in Casablanca or Rabat? And, okay, so, and she lives in Casablanca. So,
I should visit it.
Okay. So, I must go to visit her. Very good. Okay. I must go to visit her, or I must go to see her. Yes, to see her. Now, usually your grandparents, when they are sick, what do they need? When they are sick, what do they need? What do they need? Very good. Company. They need, old people usually need just company. So I must go to see her, and what's the verb that goes with company? You say, please, can you stay with me? Can you keep me company? So to see her and keep her company. Okay, now maybe you can go on explaining why you say she's your grandmother. Yes. So obviously you say you love her or you don't love her? Yes, I love her so much. Why do you love her so much? Maybe when you were a child. Very good. What did she do? What did she do when you were a child?
She gave me...
cared for you. Very good. She cared for me.
Give me money.
She gave you money. You are a very interested boy. Very good. So I must go to see her and keep her company. Where am I going to put it? So we said, I love her so much.
Because when I children.
Because when I was
children.
Not children. What's the singular? Samia, child. When I was a child, okay.
She cared for me.
Yes, she cared for me, or what's the expression? We say to care for someone or to take care of someone. So she took care. She took care of me. So you can say we have a very special, it's a very special relationship. Very good. It's a special relationship. Okay, now, do you think your reasons are enough? Do you think your reasons are convincing? Yes. Do you think your friend is going to understand this? Yes. Yes. No. Okay. Now, what do we need to move to now?
Conclusion.
Yes, conclusion. So what can you say in the conclusion?
My best friend, I want to
Please,
see.
my best friend, that's Arabic. Okay, no, you are translating from Arabic when you say my best friend. So here we have the introduction. Introduction. Here we have the body. This is the follow-up of the body. And now we need a conclusion. So where am I going to put the conclusion?
Have a good birth.
Yes, have a good birthday. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Have a nice party. So before you say that, now she's or he's your friend and you want him to understand you. So what do you say?
Please, I want to.
I
understand
hope
me.
you
And
understand me. Okay. I hope you understand. I hope you understand my, you say, I hope you understand my situation. Very good, situation. Good. I hope you understand my situation. Have a good, okay. Have a good what? Birthday. Have a good birthday party. Okay. What can we say in the end? When someone celebrates his or her birthday, what do I say? What do we say? We say happy birthday to you, or I say many happy returns. Many happy returns. Okay, so you can conclude with that. Many happy returns. And how are you going to sign your letter?
signature.
Yes, the signature. You are going to put your first name, just your first name. So you put Samia or Hamza or Yasin or Sukaina. Okay, so can we read the letter? Okay, Nadia, please, can you begin? Read the introduction.
Thank you for your invitation. I'm happy to know that you did well in the exam. I'm sure you will pass with a
Distinction. Thank you. Thank you. Now this is the introduction. The body. Yes, please.
I'm really sorry. I don't know what.
Sorry. You have to choose one. You say, I'm really sorry. Or I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say, but I won't be able to attend the party. My grandmother is sick and she lives in Casablanca. I must go to see her and keep her company. I love her.
Yes, no, for next Saturday morning, inshallah, next Saturday, okay, I'd like you to rewrite another letter to hand in for correction. Okay. Shall we move on? Yes? Okay. Now, today it's been grammar day, grammar, writing, and now we are going to move to some reading comprehension. Yeah. We are going to speak about and we are going to read about school, okay, and students. Now tell me, how do you like your school? How do you like your school? You understand my question? It means, do you love it, or you can't stand it? No. How do you like it? You like it? It's a good school?
Yes.
Yes, it's a good school. Right. Now, are you happy with everything that you have at school, or do you think that some things are missing?
Some things.
Some things are missing. For example, what don't we have? What don't we have? Yes?
Problem of my friend.
Okay. So no, we are not speaking about you personally. We are speaking about the school in general. So what do we need to have in our schools?
Good teachers.
Good teachers. Okay. What else? What else? What else?
For example, we study physics. We don't have a material to explain.
Very good, very good. So you don't have the equipment. Now, you study physics, but there is no laboratory. So we don't have laboratory, we don't have facilities. A laboratory is a facility. A library is a facility. A multimedia room is a facility. So in our schools, yes, we lack facilities. So a facilities. So we don't have laboratories for experiments. Laboratories. In the laboratory, we conduct experiments. So it's just, with your teacher, it's just theory. There is no practice. Okay. What else? What else?
Library.
Yes, we don't have, so, and we don't have facilities.
Facilities, yes.
Library. What else don't we have in our school?
Please the sports.
Very good. So, sports grounds. You don't practice sports in your school? You do, but you don't have enough sports grounds. Okay, now, when we go to school, usually you study from 8 to 12, and then from 2 to 6. Sometimes 8, 12, 2, 6. Study, study, and study. So what do we need? What don't we have?
Break time.
Not break. We have breaks. But what do? You just study. Do you have any activities like drama, music? No. Okay. So we need some after school activities. Why are they important? Why are they important?
To feel good.
Yes, to feel good.
Break the routine.
Yes, you break the routine. What else do you have? What are the advantages of after-school activities? So,
Vivacity and energy.
yes, okay. Yes, you relax. Very good. What do you develop?
Our personality.
Yes, you develop, you build up your personality. And what do you develop? Sometimes, for example, he's an artist, but nobody knows. She's a musician. Nobody knows. So what do you develop when you have after-school activities? You develop your... Now you know it. When we spoke about youth, what did we say? Gifts. Very good. You develop your gifts. Or your, can you remember the synonym? No. No. We say a gift or it begins with T. Talents. Very good. Gifts or talents. Okay. So today we are going to read about a Moroccan student. But this Moroccan student is in a special school where she can develop her gifts. Yes? Okay. Now, who's the passage about? Iman. Very good. So, Iman. And who's Iman? Who is she? She's a Moroccan?
Yes.
A Moroccan what? Teacher or student?
Student.
Very good. Okay, so Iman is a student. Okay. Now, what's special about Iman?
She's an inventor.
She is an inventor. Very good. So she's An inventor. Okay. Now, which verb do we have in this word here? What's the verb? Now, the verb to invent. Very good. Invent. Now I say, who invented the telephone? Who invented the telephone? You don't know? You don't know? Graham Bell invented the telephone. Okay. So this girl is an inventor. What did she invent?
The glue.
Ah, very good. She invented some kind of glue. So she invented some kind of glue. Good. Now, where did she invent that glue? Where did she experiment? At home or at school? At school. Ah, at school. What do they have in her school? No. What do they have in their school that helped her invent the glue? They have a laboratory, yes. What else do they have in her school? It's there. I'm going to help you. Now look at the first paragraph. The first paragraph, line 3. With the establishment of scientific clubs. Okay. So at her school, they had a scientific environment. Now I know that in every school there is the environment club. No? Okay. So they had a scientific club in her school. Okay. So what did she do? What did she do in the scientific club? What did she do? Who helped her? Who helped her?
She finally had the...
Yes, okay, but who helped her? Another student or her teacher? Ah, teacher. Which teacher? The English teacher? No. The the science teacher. Very good. So, the science teacher helped her do what? Now, before your invention, before the invention becomes a reality, what do you have to do? Before an invention becomes a reality, what do? We experiment. Very good. So the science teacher helped her with the experiments. Very good. And we have the verb to experiment. Right. Now, what was special about her glue? What kind of substances did she use? Ah, very good. Did she use?
Natural.
Very good. Natural. Very good. Very good. So she used natural substances. Okay? So, what's the advantage of this kind of glue when it is natural? Is it good or bad for the environment? Good. Ah, it's good for the environment. So, something which is good for the environment, what is the expression? We say it's environment friendly. Very good. Okay. So, the glue was environment. It wasn't toxic. It was environment friendly. And you know the importance of the environment now for us. Okay. Now I'd like you to go to the comprehension section. What do you have in exercise number 1? You choose a title. So what do they do? Now this is a back paper. They give you 3 suggestions, and you have to choose one. So, which do you think would be a good title for this passage? Nadia?
Human invention.
You all agree? Yes. Okay. So, number 1, it's Iman's invention. Thank you. Now, we are going to move to the first exercise. Here we have a kind of, what do we call this kind of exercise? What's this? This is a
Table.
a chart, yes, a chart. And what do you have to do? When they give you a chart like this, what do you have to do? Very good. You complete with information from where?
The text.
From the passage. Very good. So go ahead. So number 1, we're going to speak about Iman's invention. Who got this idea first? Who did she get the idea from? Was it her own idea or somebody else's idea? Somebody. Very good. Who was that person?
Teacher.
No, not the teacher. The teacher just helped. The grandparents. So it is something that came from the grandparents. It is her. Who told her that? Now look at. Okay. So I talked to a relative of mine. What's a relative of mine? Now, he is my cousin. He's not my student. He is my cousin. He is a relative of mine. Okay. Now, your relatives, do they live here in Kinitra or do they live in other cities? Your uncles, your aunts, they live in other cities. Okay, so you don't have relatives here in Kinitra. So origin of a relative,
Grandparent.
okay, a relative of hers, okay, and the idea, they inherited the idea from grandparents. Now, what's the first advantage of this glue?
It is environment.
It's environment friendly. This is advantage number 2. It's environment friendly. Advantage number 1. Is it? Very good.
Cost almost nothing.
Very good. It costs almost nothing because it is natural substances, so it is very cheap. Okay. So advantage 1, it costs almost nothing. Now we are going to move to the true-false statements. This is exercise. So this is A. This is B. Now we are going to move to C. Right. Now, who wants to read the first statement? Read the first statement, please.
With the glue was successful.
Successful. It was successful. Is it true or false? True or false? True. Very good. True. Now, when you say true, what do you have? You have to justify. So, can you find a justification in the passage? Now, look at the second paragraph. Yes, Sukaina?
She finally had the chance to try out creative ideas and transform them into remarkable invention.
Okay, now her experiment with the glue was successful. She invented, yes?
New kind of glue out of simple material.
Okay, now the justification. Can you carry on? I tried the new glue on iron, wood, glass, and carpet. Now, let's have wood. She tried the glue on wood. This is wood. Okay. She tried the glue on iron and on glass. This is glass. And carpet. Carpet at home. At home you have in your sitting room, in the Moroccan sitting room, we usually have a carpet. Yes, a carpet, right. So here I tried the glue on iron wood, glass, and carpet. So this glue is really fantastic. Now, number two. Number two, can you read the statement, please? Yes, Samia?
The glue is new produced in a factory.
The glue is now produced in a factory. Produced. Okay. Now, where do they produce? In Morocco. Where do we produce cars? The Logan, for example. Where is it produced? In Kinitra or in Casablanca? Dacia, in Casablanca. So Dacia, the Dacia car is produced in Casablanca. Okay. Now here, the glue is now produced in a factory. You understand this word factory? No. Yes, La Monégasque in Kinitra, in Media, La Monégasque. It's a factory. They can fish in La Monégasque. Okay. Same CP. The same CP is a factory here in Kinitra. Okay. So the glue is produced in a factory now. Very good. It is false. Why? Who is she waiting for? What does she need? Now, when you invent. You have an invention. What do you need for the invention? You need money. Now, if you don't have enough money, who do you ask for the money? You can ask a bank. You can ask a bank, or you look for a what do we call him? For example, when there is a match, when there is a soccer match, now you see those around the stadium. You have Tesarat al-Maghrib, Meditel, Coca-Cola, etc. Who are they? Yes, publicity. But why? Why do we have their publicity over there? Because they are the they give money. So if you give money, you are a sponsor. Very good, a sponsor. So now here, what does Iman need? She needs a
cork and benzene?
No, wait a minute. Now have a look at the passage. Now look at paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4. For the second line.
She hopes
very good. She hopes that a businessman would sponsor the idea. Very good. So she hopes that a businessman would sponsor the idea. Okay. Now we are going to move to number 3, and it's going to be the last one. Yes, Nadia?
Iman likes all school subjects. False.
False. She doesn't like all school subjects. What's your justification?
She dislikes history.
Very good. She dislikes history. Do you like history?
No.
No. Do you study history this year?
No.
No, you don't study history this year. Okay, so we are going to call it a day. See you on Saturday morning.
Raindrops are falling on my head, and just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun, and I said I didn't like the way he got things done, sleeping on the job. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling.